What's up, everybody? Meme coins are pumping today pretty nicely. We got BOME up, SHIB up about 5%. We got BOME up about 13%. We got Dog up 13%. We got Dogecoin up 5%. Look at Pepe is 20% today. So I'm going to talk about Pepe and BOME and let's see, maybe a few others. But we got a nice pump to the upside. So what could be happening here is we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could be an A. This could be 3 up. That could be a B. Maybe we get 5 back down, and that's when we start to rampage to the upside. I mean, I'm a buyer down here, not really up here. So that's kind of how I'm looking at Pepe. We got sort of a 1, 2, right? We got another 1. Maybe we get another 2, or this could be 1, 2, and this could be part of the third wave. It doesn't give me that 1, 2 fill. But essentially, when I don't really, I would rather own BOME, because when you look at Pepe, right, you had that wave 1, you pulled back, right, and then you kind of had 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you kind of pulled back, and then you shot up, right? So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. So let's go to BOME, and if we look at BOME, right, it's essentially just that, right? We got this powerful wave 1. We're flagging out for a wave 2, and we have right here a nest of 1, 2, 1, 2s. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So this thing is looking pretty good. Anytime you get a nest of 1, 2, 1, 2s, it's actually pretty bullish. And so here's one thing, like if we look at, for example, Pepe, side by side here, you can kind of see where we're at, right? So let's just do a quick target here for Pepe from down here. Let's just see where it went. So Pepe got all the way up to about the 1702, 1618. All right. And I believe Dogecoin on its 5th wave got to the 1.272. So we're looking around maybe a 20, potentially a 10x to 25x. So let's take a look and see exactly where that would put you here. So that's right about 8 to 10 cents, okay? But I think it's going to be much more than that. I could be wrong. It could go to 0. You just don't know. But that's only 700% from where we are now. Let me see. Is this on log scale or linear? Yeah, it's on log. Now it's on linear. Actually, the 4.236 puts you more towards that 10-cent area. So yeah, I mean, there's some confluence there, about 10 cents. So that's about a 10x from where we are now. Could it go higher? Yes. Now, if we look at this from a Dogecoin perspective, again, that puts you around the 2.272. And that comes in around, that's about 2,000, about 2,400%. So almost a 25x. All right, so there you go. Now, some people think 1,000x. I don't think so. I mean, I've once said it, but I don't think so. 100x? Yeah, I mean, it really depends how much momentum we get. Again, this thing could go to 0. You just don't know. But I'm not basing it off anything except the chart, right? BOME is on Solana, which is good. I like the thing of it, which is the theme, which is Book of Meme, which basically takes all the meme culture and sort of compiles it together like a library. Think of BOME like a library for meme coins. You know what I mean? So I think it's cool. And I like the wave structure. So anyways, let's take a look a little bit closely here. So looking at the chart, we've been talking about it for a while, that this is some type of three-way pullback, just like this here, right? We essentially pump up, right? Kind of play around, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, perfect. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, you got 1, 2, 1, 2, pop, pop. So it's the same thing, right? So the question is, are we going to pop? Well, we're going to have to look at the smaller time frames, but before I do that, you can see right here, we're starting to break above that line. We're starting to break above this sort of this retracement level here. And that's a very important thing, because this here is more resistance than actually the peak. So if we come back over here, let's see where all our strong resistance areas are. We got one there, we got one there, we got one there, and we have, I'll just put it right there. Okay, so that's our resistance levels. Those are the areas we need to crack through. So in order to get to price discovery, we're going to have to go up another 65% or so. So it's looking pretty good. So if we look at the retracement levels, you can see we just broke above the 702. We have 7 minutes for the close. Can we close above the 702? That's going to be the big thing, right? Because then we got, you know, the 786, the 886, you know what I mean? So let's take a look at the small time frames and see what we got here. So far, I mean, to me, you know, it kind of looks three-wave-ish. Kind of looks like a three-wave move, and then now it looks like we're getting 5. So WX, or actually, it would be AB, and then we would have C. So it'd be like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3, 3, 5. All right. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. Another thing too is, let's zoom in a little bit more. We can see, you know, if you don't really, I mean, if you count this here, you know, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and then you got another 1, and then we pull back for a 2, right? So like something like that, and then you got a 1, 2 here, and then you got another 1, 2 here, and now it looks like you're getting another either 1 or a 3. It looks like a 3. So let's look at this structure. To me, look what it's doing. So you have a beautiful impulse, you have a dump, and then you're just correcting. And what are we going to call that, guys? We're going to call it a flat. All right, it's looking like a flat. So there's two ideas here. Number one, this pulls back and we're creeping, creep. You know, you're pushing, you know, because you got the resistance here. You're pushing against it, you're pushing, and then you break. right? That's one way to look at it. Another way is you could say, well, this is corrective. You could say 1, 2, you know, it's starting to look like 3, 4, 5, like a diag, right? And then you would get maybe a three-way pullback. And then what you have is some type of flat. Boom, 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 like a running flat or what have you. But it's looking pretty bullish right now. We're still pumping. I mean, I'm here at the 15-second chart, you know, we're still pumping here. So it's looking pretty interesting at the moment. So, yeah, that's BOME for us. Actually, I like the 1 hour, how it had the wick here and now it's continuing. Let me see the other, yeah, there's another wick there. And another wick there. So, man, I don't know. I don't know if it's a flat just because of that wick there. You didn't have any solid bodies here. So it's more like, you know, here's the close right here. The close is important. And we just broke above it. And then now we're leveling up again. So, not too bad. Not too bad at all. So there you go. Those are the two counts. Either this is like a 1, 2, 1, 2. I mean, there's so many 1, 2s on this chart, which basically means you rally, you reset. You rally, you reset. As opposed to rally, pull back, extend, pull back, extend. Right? The extensions of a wave kill your momentum. But when you get 1, 2s, right, you can 1, 2 all the way up 100, 200, 300%. And then get your third wave. You know what I mean? So, looks like to me 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe we get a 5 like this. Or 1, 2, we're not even finished with the third yet. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna have to track the small time frames, but so far it's looking pretty good. So, anyways, that's BOME. Let's take a look at SHIB. Why don't we? There it is. There's the pop. Oh yeah, SHIB looks good. Look at this. You got a cup. You got a handle. Right, you also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got an A. You got 1, 2, 3. You got a B. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got a C. That is a running flat. You have a 1, 2. You got another 1, 2. This thing's gonna go. If it only was that easy. If it was only that easy, right? But yeah, I mean that could be the idea. Or another idea is you get something like this. You get something like this. You get one more wave down. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, down, boom, 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 down, and then go. So those are the two options. There you go. But this is kind of impulsive here. So, and you got that. It wouldn't make sense to come back down because, you know, here's your resistance right here. So you're cupping into the resistance. You're cupping into the resistance, right? When you cup into resistances, that is bullish. That is something they don't typically teach out there, but I've noticed so many times where you're cupping into the resistance. Like if you look here, here's your resistance, right? You're cupping into the resistance. You're cupping into the resistance, and then you go. This kind of looks like a little bit like BOME. Right here, how you're kind of trailing up. You hit the low and then you go. So, I forgot to look at the target for BOME. Good thing somebody reminded me. Let's take a look at the targets here. So, with meme coins, I mean, that's all you got for BOME. Look, it's like a little tiny little baby. Right? As opposed to looking at something like Dogecoin, right? So let's go to Doge for a second. So if you look at Doge, there's the whole chart right there. Okay, now look at BOME. Look at the difference, right? So Doge, you have a 1, 2, and then you have a monster 3, a 4, and then a 5. Well, if you look at BOME, we have a 1, 2, right? So it would technically be 1, 2, 1, 2. And then you go up and hit that third wave. That's where we're most likely going, not financial advice. Then you flag out, right? Then you hit the high. So what would I rather own? Dogecoin, that's way the hell up here, or BOME, still way down here. Now, granted, Dogecoin's got more popularity. It's got, but I don't care about that, right? I'm trying to look for 1000x. This could be 1000x, guys. This could be 1000x gem. All right. So 1000x is 10,000%, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so let's take a look and let's figure out where Dogecoin went on its first run. So if we take a Fibonacci extension and we come all the way down, right? And it's really not fair because this one is it's not really fair because this one had a bigger retrace, so it's going to be different. But we hit the 1702. Okay, so we hit the 1702. So let's actually put this back to linear. So if you look at the linear, this is a better representation, I think. If you look at the linear, we actually went beyond the 4.236. All right, we went beyond it by about 120%. Okay, so let's do that with BOME. Now let's take a look at BOME, and we're going to take our Fibonacci retracement level and we're going to put it all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to go, there's the 4.236 right at 10 cents, and we're going to go up 120 more percent, right? We'll be conservative. We'll just say 100%. We'll just say 100%. All right, so that's about 21.84. So we'll just round it up to 22 cents. All right, so let me put a line right at 22 cents. Right about there is good. All right, and then I'm going to get rid of that. I'll reset the chart, and there you go. I think that is very plausible. Let's take a look at that. So from where we are right this second, that would be approximately 1,800%. Okay, so that's about an 18x. Nowhere near 1,000x, right? I don't know if, I don't think it could be, because it's already $1 billion market cap, almost, so I don't think it's going to be 1,000x. I got to take that back. I think it could be 100x, which is really good. I think it could be easily 100x. So 100x. Now let's take a look at this. We'll go back to Dogecoin here. Take that off. And if you look right here on this third wave, or actually, yeah, it'd be the third wave. No, I'm sorry, it'd be actually the fifth wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So we actually hit the 2.272. Okay. So let's go back over here and let's draw up the 2.272. It's really hard to measure something like this because there's just not a lot of data, right? I could go down. I mean, it had a shallow retrace. So if it retraced deeper, obviously the retracement levels would be higher. But a lot of times having a shallow retrace is actually better. So the 2.272 on log scale, that puts us at 27 cents. All right, so 27, that's not that much of a difference. 27 cents, that's only about, that's about 24x, 25x. So yeah, I think 24, 25x is definitely possible with this coin. Now, could it go higher? Of course it could. I think the cap for me would be 50 cents, right at the 2618. I mean, that's how, I mean, it could be 100x, but that's how much I'm willing to hold, how long I'm willing to hold. That's a 45x. I mean, it's not every day you get a 45x. So there you go. That's BOME. Now, let's